And Dr. Lewis, in your experience, how do brain supplements promote neuroplasticity? And you might want to define that in your answer. And why is this more important for adapting to new challenges and learning experiences?
Now, I love neuroplasticity, but simply because 20 years ago, if we were talking about that concept, we'd be laughed, out of the room. Like people, I can remember. I'm old enough to remember in school being taught that you were born with the number of neurons that you had in your brain, and that was it. Your brain couldn't produce anymore. That's been debunked now. We know that the brain, just like every other major muscle group, has the capacity to regenerate itself. Not entirely, like every aspect of the brain. I think that's still a work in progress too, in terms of actually defining that. But the ability of the brain to regenerate itself is just amazing. And so the idea of having neuroplasticity on your side, meaning that, again, if you've had, you don't even have to be somebody older that's had dementia. What about younger people that have had either they've been in the military, they've been damaged in combat, or maybe somebody playing sports got hit in the head, had concussion syndrome. There are lots of things going on today that can negatively affect the brain. So for the brain to be able to bounce back in terms of, this concept of neuroplasticity is really exciting. And again, to me, this goes back to feeding the brain the raw materials that it needs to function properly. One of the things I didn't mention previously, where I think there is definitely another area that's ripe for research and continued evaluation, is hyperbaric oxygen. I have a couple of friends who've been doing that for a very long time. And so they're combining actually hyperbaric oxygen with some of the nutritional stuff that I do to get even additional improvement with people who've had either some kind of a brain injury, trauma, or certainly people with, stroke or dementia, the neurodegenerative stuff as well. So yeah, neuroplasticity is amazing. It's once again showing the body's ability to do amazing things that many years ago we didn't think that it could do, but now we know that it can. And it's a highlight of how the brain can actually repair itself if you provide the materials that it needs to do so.
Yeah, thank you. There's incredible work that's on hyperbaric oxygen and TBI. I've been aware of that for over a decade, and it's quite impressive.